For several months, the world seemingly stood still. Every piece of ourselves, our communities, our world was tested. For many, the pace of life slowed down, but for us at Associated Ministries, we were just getting started. For the last year and a half, our staff have been tirelessly working to put the pieces together as much of our world was falling apart. For the fortunate people, we kept our jobs and our roofs over our head, but for many, the pandemic brought fear of not being able to pay rent. With rental assistance, landlord liaison, rapid rehousing, and so many more programs, a new vision emerged as we worked to prevent homelessness, and services of Associated Ministries stayed the same. The past year and a half has been a time of pivoting and growth. We've served more clients than ever before. While our headlines drift back to the news of COVID-19, our work has been more crucial than ever. We can continue to serve our community with support from you this morning. Each donation makes a difference in the lives of individuals experiencing homelessness. Over the course of the last 12 months, according to Pierce County Homeless Management Information System, over 10,000 people experienced homelessness. That's a 14% increase from the year before. These people are sleeping on the streets, in their cars, or in a shelter each night, and this includes families with children. On any given day, there are approximately 1,100 Pierce County households waiting for a housing opportunity to become available. With the need to serve so many people experiencing such severe and diverse economic and personal challenges, our work has been more crucial than ever. We can continue to serve our community with the support from you this morning. Each donation makes a difference in the lives of individuals and families experiencing homelessness. Associated Ministries has a history of innovation, and we will strive to continue to grow and innovate in order to reach our mission, working together towards lasting solutions to homelessness.
Well, we sure do look forward to this day all year, every year. It's the time we come together and we celebrate, we see our old friends, we get in the same room together, we hang out, we talk about our shared successes, and then we come together to recommit to what we want to do together in the next year. And wouldn't you know it, for the second year in a row, we aren't able to do that in person. The season that we've been through, it's not been like anything else any of us have ever experienced in our lifetimes. There is a lot we could focus on the negative side, but this morning I want to really focus on the redemptive aspects of what has happened in the past 18 months, because in the middle of this COVID crisis, we have seen countless numbers of people in countless ways step up and offer generous acts of kindness, acts that kept organizations like Associated Ministries literally functioning, and in fact, even enabled us to increase our services in the past year to a lot of people who found themselves in more need than ever before. So I just want to say my heartfelt thanks to all of you who are watching that were a part of creating that miracle. What an amazing thing we've seen for people to step up in new ways this past 18 months. I just have to say that the creative and innovative ways that nonprofits and congregations and other service providers here in Pierce County have pivoted to do new things in new ways to respond to all new needs, it was just truly inspiring. It was really something to see. The resilience of the human spirit, it really shone brightly in the midst of the darkness of this global pandemic. And with that in mind, in a moment, we're going to share some pretty big news about a new alliance that is going to enable us to respond to some housing needs in an amazing new way in the years ahead. But in the meantime, just let me say, I wanted you to hear me, I have no desire to return to normal. That's not my goal. That's not what I'm here to look forward to. Because the past 18 months, it's shown me that much of what we valued, much of what we thought was essential, it's not really what they seemed. Instead, my goal in this season is to build on this newfound spirit of generosity and flexibility and innovation. We're ready to do some new things. We're ready to redeem this crazy time and move on. There's no going back to what we used to see as normal. We are to set a new normal. But I'm going to ask you today to respond by faith and believe that you can have a part in seeing that happen. I need you to believe that you can actually have a part in changing the course of someone's life. Because I know that's possible. Because I see it every day here at AM. The AM team, we are dedicated to keep doing our part to come alongside our neighbors in some of the most desperate times and seasons of their lives. But we can't do that without you. So thank you so much for joining us today and for helping us to lead the way home.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Associated Ministries. My name is Diane Powers, and I currently serve on the board of directors. But I have been a fan of this organization for a very, very long time. Associated Ministries, since its inception, serves the most vulnerable in our community. And they tend to meet people where they are, which is critically important. Their mission is working towards lasting solutions for homelessness, and this is a perfect characterization of what they do every single day. So let's go inside and find out how they make this mission a reality. I'd like to introduce Michelle Cotton, the development coordinator, who's here today to help me guide us through the office. So let's take them inside, Michelle.
Okay, thank you, Diane. Okay, let's come on inside to start off on the first floor where our protective payee and male clients are served. Come on.
Okay, so now we're inside the offices on the first floor. And Michelle, can you tell us about the important process of actually something that a lot of people don't know about, and that is how people get their mail?
Okay, we have an office in here that processes our homeless mail and our protected payee mail. Let's come inside and I can show you how all that happens. These are files that we have for our homeless mail. So when the clients come into our office, they tell us, this is where we go to pull all their mail. We keep it here until they come into the office. We also do protective payee, so we have checks available for them as well. They have to have an address to be able to receive their benefit checks, so we provide that service for them.
So great, let's go upstairs, Michelle.
All right, let's go up the stairs this way.
So I would like to introduce you to Lucretia Clark, the Housing Stabilization Team Lead. And Lucretia, can you tell us a little bit about why you're passionate about the work that you do for Associated Ministries?
Yes. Well, as the Housing Stabilization Team Lead here at Associated Ministries, I supervise the Rental Assistance Program, the EFSP program, the Eviction Prevention Program, and also the program formerly known as LLP. For our eviction prevention and the program formerly known as LLP, we focus solely on maintaining and obtaining the affordable units for our most valuable community members. And we provide in-depth case management for the households and strive to teach deep, long-lasting renters knowledge and etiquette to prepare our unhoused community members. I have the opportunity to lead 10 of unique case managers as we fight for housing equity and also to stabilize our community members. We concentrate on meeting our clients where they are and provide valuable basic skills that they would need, such as budgeting and renters etiquette, as well as we pay a whole lot of rent. Our rental assistance program has served over $10 million since we started in June of 2020 last year. And we are contracted with Pierce County to provide any available funds until 2025. I think the most gratifying part of working here at Associated Ministries is really just getting out with the community and just spreading hope for those people who have kind of lost it at this time, especially during COVID.
Now I'd like you to meet Greg Holman, who is the Housing Program Manager. And this is Bear, a fixture at Associated Ministries. Hello, Bear. How are you doing today?
So I am the program manager of what's called Rapid Rehousing. And Rapid Rehousing is a team of 6 case managers who take people that are literally homeless, living in cars, they're not doubled up, they're not living in hotels, they are literally homeless, and moving them out of homeless into permanent housing. The way we do that is help them find housing first. Our primary goal here is to house people before anything else. After we house them, we will help get them stable, get them connected to critical community supports, handle any family issues that they're having, get them stable, and then step them into the rent. Our goal is that within the next year, we will release them to their own lease. We will not be paying anything, and hopefully that's the last time they'll have to access homeless services. What's important is that we provide long-term intensive case management to the community. People that we have in our program come through the priority pool. And the priority pool, they're coming through with the most challenges and the most barriers to housing. So we're dealing with clients that have active behavioral health issues. We have people that have active domestic violence issues. We have some drug active issues in each family, but it's not as much as anybody thinks. We'll handle probably 40, 50 families at any given time, and we'll probably have maybe one that has any kind of issues with drugs. Most of it has to do with the trauma in their past and the trauma that they're going through now, as like domestic violence, the behavioral health issues that are not diagnosed because they don't have medical treatment. The biggest thing that we do, though, is with that close support of the case management, is help them through that trauma. Where my team is really exceptional is they deal with what's called secondary trauma, because they're dealing with all these stories on a daily basis. I mean, currently, this is not like a list from a year. This is like currently, we have clients that are recovering from heart attacks. We have a client that's had a baby in ICU for the last year, a year and a month right now, that has barely been alive. We have another client that is recovering from cancer. We have another client that had a death of a baby earlier this year. We have lots of families that have had COVID and COVID throughout the family as an ongoing issue, and they can't work. They've lost their jobs. So we are dealing right now with a group that has so much trauma that to stabilize them becomes a real super challenge. Sorry, Bear. Come here, Bear. I know you're trying to be nice. Come here.
I don't know what on earth had him so interested in this.
Oh, is that what he was after?
Now I'd like to introduce you to Dwayne Parker, the Housing Stabilization Program Manager. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do, Dwayne?
As the program specialist, I reach out to people in other organizations in the area that are dealing with marginalized communities, and we work with them to help stabilize those populations. I am passionate about reaching out to these organizations and making sure that the humanistic approach is the main thing that we're dealing with. In this time of transactional relationships, having that human approach is very important, and that is what we're focusing on as the rental assistance program here at Associated Ministries.
Now, everyone knows that nonprofit organizations cannot flourish without volunteers. They are essential. And so I'd like to introduce you to Mary Herman, the volunteer manager.
The Paint Tacoma Beautiful provides free exterior painting to moderate and low-income homeowners in Tacoma. And then Volunteer Income Tax Assistance provides free tax preparation to moderate and low-income taxpayers in Pierce County. I also do all of the matching for volunteers that want to come and help out with programs and departments that need extra support. Something that I really love about my job is the sheer number of people that want to show up for those in need. And I get to witness really meaningful interactions between our volunteers and our clients that are so transformational. And it's also a big part of how we end homelessness is we make the issue personal for people. So I think we really need a new narrative around poverty and homelessness, and volunteers are a big part of how we diffuse that narrative into the community, because at the end of the day, they go back to their families and friends, they have conversations at the dinner table, and that is how our work here at Associated Ministries slowly expands. And that's just a beautiful part about my job that I get to be a part of.
I'd like to introduce you to Courtney Chandler. She's our program manager for Coordinated Entry.
We work tirelessly at helping people become housed, and what people don't really know is that it's not just reestablishing rental. We can do creative solutions, like we can have people double up in houses where they have family, and we can pay for a light bill for a little while. We can also relocate people to other states, to other countries even, if they need to. We work with all different populations. We work in partnership with our community to make sure that people are connected to the best resources possible. And in the CRCC, people can come and receive financial assistance when they need to for things such as birth certificates, IDs, prescription medications. We can pay for co-pays for things. We can even help with mechanical issues for people who are currently experiencing homelessness, which is a great resource for folks. And we can also help with employment applications, employment fees, work boots, just about anything, actually. So if people are experiencing homelessness, or even those who are not quite experiencing homelessness but meet the annual medium income, or are under the annual medium income that's required, they can come through and our specialists will serve them.
Hi, here we have Sandy Windley. She is our executive assistant, and she works with our faith community engagement and our core services.
Hello to our returning AM friends. Great to see you. And to our new friends, welcome. My name is Sandy Windley, and I just started my 11th year here at Associated Ministries. It's so great to be able to say to people how much I love my job and how much I love the organization that I work for. I especially love the fact that I'm part of a faith-based organization, specifically an interfaith-based organization, where we admire and respect you for whatever your spiritual and religious belief is or isn't. So while AM's current vision is around homelessness during this season, our vision has never changed. Our vision is around interfaith partners being deeply engaged in transforming our communities. And we can only do that, we can only transform our communities if we take some time to get to know each other and learn that we actually have a lot more in common than we do differences. And so once we can do that, we can do this work together, arm in arm, and get the work done. And even, who knows, you might even come out of this with a new friendship or two.
So let's drop in on Mike Yoder, the Executive Director of Associated Ministries. Mike, we have met some of your amazing team members today. They do some really critical work for our community.
I'm so glad you're here and helping all of our friends get a better understanding of the amazing people that we have here, because Associated Ministries at its core is people. It's not an organization name, it's not a building, it's not an idea. It's people serving people. Associated Ministries is our staff, and I'm so glad that you are helping the community get a really good sense of that. We have an amazing team. We have a lot of people that have lived experience, that have come out of homelessness and other tragic situations themselves, and so often that's what drives people to come to work for a place like Associated Ministries. They have personally overcome so much, and now they're at the point in life where they're able to give back. Not only is it a beautiful redemptive thing for them to be able to serve others, but it also is, it makes them so powerfully effective at what they do, because they know about the situations that the people they work with every day are facing. They know it personally in almost every case. I believe in servant leadership. To me, as the leader of Associated Ministries, I am at the bottom of a pyramid. I'm not at the top of the pyramid. Everything in this organization rests on me. I'm at the bottom, and my job is to hold this organization up, to empower those who work here to do all they can, to be as successful as they can, to have the resources they need so that they can lift up those that they are serving. That's how we change our world. one person at a time. We invest, we resource the people that are coming alongside us to do that next step of work. And if we each lift up those that we have an opportunity to touch, then there's no limit to what we can do. So I'm going to be sharing a little bit later today, this morning, and sharing a little bit about my vision for how we need your help. I'm lifting up this staff. I need your help to lift me up. And together, there's nothing that we can't do. So thank you so much, Diane, for showing our community through our building, giving them a little bit more of a behind-the-scenes look at what we're doing. Looking forward to being back and sharing a few more words later on in our time together this morning. Thank you.
I'm happy to be here today and show my support for Associated Ministries. My name is Craig Hewish, and I'm a longtime Tacoma resident. Grew up here, been here forever, been a CPA for 35 years here in our community, and I'm the treasurer of the board for Associated Ministries, and so it's an honor to be here and see the activity this morning. I recently returned from a trip around the United States, had an opportunity to actually go all the way across the country on a road trip. And it was interesting to see the different communities as we drove. And it was interesting to then see them and compare them to what we have here. And we know that COVID has been a big issue and has taken its toll on a lot of people. I'm a fan of Associated Ministries. I know for over 40 years they've been a big part of the community here in Pierce County and have helped innumerable people. And so I feel grateful to be part of that organization and to be part of that effort. I know as a Christian, member of the Christian community, it says in the Bible that the first commandment is to love God, but the second commandment is to love our neighbor. And it's important to me that we have an opportunity to do that. And Associated Ministries gives us that opportunity. When I was coming across the country, there was one day that I was in the Rocky Mountains. And I had an opportunity to go up and go on a big loop drive. My wife wasn't with me and my daughter wasn't with me, but I was alone. And as I went up and saw the beautiful colors that were in the fall colors up in the Rocky Mountains, I got up there and I was enjoying the view, and I was feeling a little bit lonely. And actually I was alone. And it was a little bit of a challenge, and I was thinking how much better it is when you have opportunities to share some of the highlights with people. And that makes me think of Associated Ministries and all the good we do here, because we don't want people to be alone. We want people to share, and we want to be able to share with our community. Associated Ministries has done an exceptional job over the last 40 years. My role today is to talk and ask you for money, and to talk about the financial implications. And so we're asking everybody today to make a contribution. So today I'm happy to be joined by Mike Yoder. I think everybody may know Mike. And as we talk a little bit about Associated Ministries and the opportunities here in our community.
Thank you, Craig. Appreciate you so much. We have an amazing set of people that serve as volunteers on our board of directors, and Craig, we're just so blessed by the contribution that you've made, and just know that our finances are in good hands with a qualified business leader like Craig that overlooks things every month. And as Craig said, that's what the bottom line of today is all about. There is only one real way to lead the way home, and that is for each of you to make a contribution so that we can provide those homes. And I hope that some of you who registered in advance, you got our brochure in the mail, and you may have gotten a chance to look at that and to see all the various things that Associated Ministries does, a dozen or more different programs that really work together to create an amazing safety net of services for people who are experiencing homelessness. If you didn't see that ahead of time, look at our website. You can check that out right now. But all that to say is there is an amazing amount of programs and activities going on at Associated Ministries that make a tremendous difference, and every one of those things needs the support of our community.
It's been a tough year with COVID, that's for sure.
It has been, yes. I mean, we've had an unprecedented amount of need. We've had a record number of people, as
Right.
you know as a board member, a record number of people coming to us for help. We've actually had a record number of opportunities to help. We've had a lot of people be very generous in the past year, so that's allowed us to step up at an unprecedented level. We think that unprecedented level of need is going to continue, and so that's why today we're asking people to help keep us strong. You know, we've made it well through this last year because people have stepped up, but we need people to continue to do that in some amazing ways. Now, I just told you, Craig, a little bit ago about some amazing news we just got.
Right.
One of our longtime faithful donor supporters called me up and she said, you know what, I just feel right now at such a time as this that I want to step up and do something unprecedented. I want to give the biggest gift I've ever given to Associated Ministries, an amount that's more than double the single largest gift she's ever given before. But she said, I'd like to actually offer that as a challenge. I'm willing to do that if your other supporters would be challenged to do likewise, to step up and give an unprecedented gift. So we have a match challenge out before us today that I'm asking you to help us fulfill that match challenge by stepping up and giving a bigger gift than you normally would. A lot of people come to these events and they say like, oh, I have it in my budget to give $50 or $100. I want you to think past maybe what you normally would have done, because this is an unprecedented time that deserves an unprecedented response. And I think this donor, you know, is really inspiring me to, you know, to boldly ask, you know, what can those of you who are watching today do to help us meet this need?
I think that's what a lot of us in the community wonder. You know, we see homeless encampments and we wonder, how can we help?
Right.
And Associated Ministries is the answer.
Yeah.
And with this challenge opportunity, it, you know, it almost extends whatever you contribute.
Yeah, it really does. So, you know, I just don't have any hesitation of asking, because I know the good that we do, and I know that that every dollar that comes in this door is put to great use. And you know, I usually say this every year. If you've been to our breakfast before, you probably heard me say it, but I really believe it's true. You know, the phone never stops ringing at Associated Ministries. People never stop coming through our door. 52 weeks a year, people in need come to us. So we need people who will faithfully stand with us year round, because it's not just a rainy day fund, it's an everyday fund that we actually are trying to meet the needs of. And so, you know, one of the opportunities that we want to make you aware of is that you can make a monthly pledge. I mean, that's one of the best ways to just to stand with us year round. And we have dozens of people who will give an amount, even starting at $10 or $25 a month, and that means so much to us, because it's a source of revenue we can count on for the whole year. So you can click that box to make your gift monthly. And if you think, well, I think I could give $50, maybe try stretching yourself to give maybe 10 per month instead. If you were thinking of 100, maybe you could give 20, 25 a month. I mean, it would be an amazing gift to us in a time of amazing need. So.
Right. Well, I know everybody at AM cares, and that's one thing that's important.
I hope that you know, through this unique opportunity to share with the community today, this behind the scenes look at AM. I hope that everybody really got that impression. Meeting some of our staff members, seeing this humble space that we do this work in every day, that there really is an opportunity for people to, you know, to really change the community in partnership with Associated Ministries.
And I'm happy to be part of it.
Thank you, Greg.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks again for joining us for this insider's tour of Associated Ministries. You know, over the years, we have incubated many innovative programs that have become nonprofits on their own, including Fish Food Bank, the Emergency Food Network, the Hilltop Action Coalition, and the Pierce County AIDS Foundation. So what I'd like you to do is stay tuned, because you're going to hear a new vision and a new special announcement from Mike Yoder about the future of Associated Ministries. So grab that cup of coffee and continue to join us as we work to end homelessness in Pierce County.
special guest has just joined me in my office. He's here to make the big surprise announcement that we have promised you. Welcome to Associated Ministries, Mark, and we're excited to hear from you today.
I am so excited to be here today to announce some exciting news. Effective January 1st, Shared Housing Services is going to merge with Associated Ministries, all our home sharing programs and staff and assets. So why and what does it mean? Well, let me give you a little background first. About almost a year ago, the board started talking, how can we help more people? We saw the increasing need in the community for our home sharing programs, and so we started looking internally. And we decided the best way we can do it is actually to find an affinity organization that matched up with us and that had the same mission, same goal, make a difference in the community. So I went about and I did tons of research on different organizations, and Associated Ministries just kept popping up on the good they've done for so many years, since 1969 in the community, how they want to help people remain in their homes as well as find housing and everything. And so after a lot of vetting and searching and everything, I called Mike up and said, can we chat? And so we started talking, and it just as a natural fit, and we couldn't be more happy to have our programs that we've been operating for 30 years slide right into the continuum. And we feel that this is the way that we can build capacity and help a growing need out in the community and everything. So I was so excited, Mike, when you said this is what you think will be a great proposition going forward.
What an amazing day that was, Mark. I mean, I think it's, I think years from now, we're going to look back to this as, one of those kind of milestone events, kind of in the history of people coming together to serve this community. And it's an amazing thing to be a part of this. But, I want the supporters, especially of shared housing, to know that we are not expecting any disruption to services at all. We've been working on this. We expect a very smooth integration of everything that Shared Housing has been doing for 30 years to just integrate right into Associated Ministries. We're going to keep full speed on the adult home sharing program, the youth host home program. All of the Shared Housing staff and their resources are going to integrate right into Associated Ministries. And excitedly for me, Mark, you yourself are going to be joining the team here at Associated Ministries to help us spearhead the integration of these programs into Associated Ministries. And I think even more importantly, we're going to be working together in the coming months and years to figure out how we can even build the capacity for this home sharing model really beyond anything that either of us have ever dreamed that it could be. I think we have the opportunity coming together, joining forces to take home sharing into a whole new place in our community.
That was the whole goal of the board, my board, our staff, was how can we grow? How can we help more people? Because the need is it's greater than ever, and it seems to be growing and everything. And so I agree. The sky's the limit for how we can reach out and really help those in the community needing a safe place to call home. And just importantly, I want to really thank all the supporters through the years for Shared Housing Services, and really ask you to keep your support going. Even though we, Shared Housing Services as a entity, won't be around going forward, our legacy is only going to be stronger as with Associated Ministries. So we ask that you consider definitely helping support the home sharing programs and Associated Ministries in their work going forward. It's going to be an exciting time for our community.
You are the first people on planet Earth to officially hear about this exciting, new, energizing partnership between Associated Ministries and Shared Housing. So thank you for staying to the end. Thank you for joining us in the excitement over this new era for our organizations. Thank you so much for your support, for your love for this community that you've expressed in and through us. And we are so, so grateful to partner with you. Thank you so much for joining us today.